Okay, here's the next project. So what I'm gonna do is let me start unbolting this. There's 4 bolts that hold this in. So. Okay, so hopefully that's enough room to drill the hole. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do this. Okay, I got this here ruler here. I'm just gonna put it up flat against this and measure how many millimeters this wing sticks out, and then we'll divide it in 2. So I got 6 millimeters. Yeah, 6. 6, almost, I would say, almost 7, like 6.5. Let's just say 3. We'll go with 3 millimeters. So I'm gonna go try to punch this around 3 millimeters where the mark is right here. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, and 3, somewhere right. Oh, I moved it. Yeah, I should just take this off, man. It wouldn't take too long to put it back on. Yeah, you know what? Let's just take the controller out, man. I know I didn't want to do it, but I think we kind of have to. As long as I got all the colors right, and I wrote down the colors on the other side of the controller. So I want to go ahead and unbolt this controller. Alright. Go ahead and uninstall this controller. Okay, so there's the controller. So it still looks fairly clean on this side. That's good. Alright, so we got to go drill the holes on this side. So let's go ahead and I'll have to put it on the side of the table somewhere. Or, you know what, we can use the drill press. I think that would be the best idea. Since we got it off, might as well use the drill press. My bench, because whenever I use my drill press, like everything vibrates and falls off of my table. So I wish I had one of those floor ones, you know. Alright. Clean up. Okay, there it is off of the table. So, okay, so I'm going to go punch, like I said, 3 millimeters. I'm going to go make a little punch indentation, and then we're going to go set it up on the drill press here, and then we'll go drill it. Alright, I think that'll be the best, that's the best way to do it. We'll just have it up on here. Hopefully we don't scratch the heatsink up too much. Yeah. Alright. Gets me up. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go and punch the holes, or punch the dimples into the heatsink here. To act as kind of like a guide. Somewhere around there. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put the dimple marks in. I think I got them pretty close to how I want them. It's okay if they're off by like a millimeter. It's not too big a deal. And here's the other side. I had to punch them a little bit at angle because the punch hits the side of this. So, okay. It's good that the little stickers, the colored stickers, are still on there. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and drill this. Alright, Heatsink here, so we're going to go ahead and drill the first hole, alright? So there is just barely enough room for the drill bit to clear keep from hitting the the controller itself, okay? Alright, here we go. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and speed up the rest. Okay, here we go. So the 4 holes are drilled. Let's go get it off of here. Not too shabby. It looks like this one on the right here is a little bit to the left. Too much. That one, the other ones look like they're spot on. So only one of them I got off a little bit. And for the most part, they're in the center. This one's a little too close to the case. This one is a little bit close to the edge. This one is right in the middle. I know, it's like I got two of 4. 2 of 4 and 3 of 4. Okay. I noticed this bracket here is starting to crack here. That's not good. I might add some JB Weld on the corner here in the back. I don't want to add any to here because this is where it mounts onto the thing though. So what I could do is put some super glue in there and it'll kind of melt the plastic together. Yeah, plastic cement. Maybe I can do that. So what I'll do is I'll plastic cement this. Yeah, we'll just put plastic cement around it, and that should help patch it up, I think. I think it's better than going with JB Weld. We'll just glue it together again. So probably break off again. But it's okay. We have support on the bottom now, so all right. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start drilling holes in our heatsink right here, okay? So we're going to have to go clamp this onto here or something, or what we can do is we can put this on top of this, and then we'll use the punch tool, which I don't think the punch tool will go all the way through, unfortunately. Okay, so before we do anything, I'm going to go deburr this a little bit so it's flat, so there's no burrs sticking out of it. Probably take a piece of sandpaper or 2 on top of it. Not quite. Okay, so what I did here is I got a countersink here, and I'm deburring it. It seems to work better. Let me find my punch tool now. Okay, Heatsink here. So I've got the BAC2000. I lined it up with the heatsink how I wanted it. It's basically going to be lined up just before it touches the black, the bracket, 3D printed bracket. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to punch a dimple into it, and then we'll take it out and then we'll drill it, and hopefully it'll be pretty close. Okay. So I've got it on my table. I'm sorry, my table is so messy right now. I think I might have just moved it. Hold on. Now I definitely moved it. Let's make sure. Double check. Nothing is touching. And there's a there might be some play, so that's a good thing if there's some play. for the most part, everything looks like all the tabs and the holes look like they line up pretty well. I think there's like 1 or 2 of them that might be off a little bit, but it's not. It's fine. So, shit, I think I touched that. Whenever I touch the, that looks good. Okay, for the most part, most of them look like in the center, and then for the most part, it looks like we have way too much tab. It looks like we had to cut those tabs in half because they're sticking out way too much. One thing we could probably do is try to bend it, but I think it's better to just grind it off. I don't think I could bend it like perfectly. It'll probably just snap off, you know. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna go punch the dimples in there now. Oh, this is kind of hard. It's at an angle a little bit. Okay, there's one. Okay, I hope that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and drill where all the dimples are, and then I think we should be good. So it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, there's a dimple here. There's a dimple right there. There's a dimple right here, and it's really right at the edge. We're going to be literally drilling where the two meet, the tab and the heatsink meet. So that's kind of a bummer, but all right, let's go. Okay, here we go. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing, but I'm drilling holes in it. Okay, I got the holes drilled. I think I messed one of them up. Yeah, what happened here, man? The dimple is like way over here. Oh my god, and we're gonna have to slot that a lot. I totally goofed that one up. It even looks like it's off compared to the other ones. For whatever reason, the bit just started wandering this way, and I don't know. Can you get it to bite? I think I started in the wrong place. We were supposed to start right here, I think, because I see there's a dimple right here. So we're gonna have to slot that. I'm pretty sure it's off. Well, anyway, let's see how we did. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna deburr this with that countersink tool. I'm gonna deburr this, and then we'll see. Okay, it's a good thing the tab's held up to the drilling. If we were really to goof it up, we could use the Aluma weld to seal the hole, but it'd be a lot of work. Okay, we'll see if I can mount this up to the BAC now. Okay, so I got these two perfect. They're pretty much right on where we want it. These two, however, you know what? It might be off a little bit. I think I'm going to scooch it a little bit to the side. This one, actually these ones are pretty close. This one has to be drilled. I think we need to slot it going this way. It's actually fine. The way where I punched it and everything, it's fine. It's close to where the hole is. It's not as bad as I thought it was. So yeah, there it is. Sorry. Yeah, so it's actually pretty close. We need to scooch it that way a little bit. And then this one, we need to scooch it inward a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna go just mark that off with the marker, and then I'll just start grinding with something else, with the little grinder. Okay, holy crap, this got a lot heavier. All right, so I was able to get 2 of them in. One of the problems with this is there's too much of that the Aluma weld here. I'm gonna have to grind it flat. Okay. On the other side, because it's hit. The screw head is hitting it, and it's like going in like cockeyed. So but that looks okay, I guess. And then so I've kind of gotten a fine point marker and I've stuck it in there, and then we're gonna go. I'm gonna go drill. I'm gonna slot these so they fit in the hole. So I didn't quite get them right. So okay, all right. Okay, so I kind of marked it over here. You can see there's some kind of black right here, and then up here. So I gotta slot it going that way, and then this one going this way. Okay. All right. So I'm probably just gonna get the drill bit and just kind of just tug on it, you know. Okay. So there we go. So I got the. I was able to get this screw flush by using this right here. Okay, it's got one of those kind of little diamond tip bits, and I ground it flat so the screw will fit flush there. So now it's not all weird and stuff. So okay, so I did that, and then I elongated the holes. So I'm gonna go. I think I got 3 out of 4. I'll go hook it up and see what else I need to do. I got it on there. It goes on a lot better that I grounded this one flat. However, it's crooked. The whole heatsink needs to rotate clockwise a little bit because I can still see some of the blue from the controller in here. You can see some of the blue, and we want to not have any of that blue there. It's just black. So I think we got to rotate it clockwise. So I think what I got to do is slot these two upwards a little bit. Yeah, slot these upwards, and that'll rotate it a little bit. And I think if I slot these ones will line up. I think these ones are off. So, all right. So yeah, I don't want it to be on. All right, Heatsink here. There it is. It's mounted. So it took over an hour grinding to elongate those holes to get it in the right position. So I got it where I want it. It's just right underneath the bracket, the black bracket. I feel that it might be touching the blue plastic on the top part of the controller, so I think I'm going to go grind it. Because if you look here, if I shine a light on the other side of this is the part that I grind previously in the previous video. You can see the light straight through it. So that means it's not touching the plastic at all. The reason we don't want to touch the plastic is because we want this to be on here flat. It looks pretty flat. It definitely looks like it's warped. It definitely looks like I warped the heatsink going that way. Let's see. So if you look at this side, you don't really see. It's hard to tell, but it looks like it's nearly touching the blue part. So everything behind it is okay. You can see the light behind it. So I'm going to go grind that maybe like in a millimeter. Just the blue part, not the black part. The black part is okay because we're just right under the black bracket. So, but everything else fits pretty good. I had to elongate quite a bit, and I had to. I believe this one I had to grind flat. I had to flatten this out. And I used the Dremel to do all that. So. It's pretty heavy, man, with all this stuff on here. I'll probably once we're done with this, I will go put it on a scale and we'll see how much everything weighs. But that's pretty much how it's going to be on the bike right now. So I'm going to go grind the blue part up here, and then I think we'll be done with the mounting. And then we'll have to figure out how much we're going to cut from the bottom. We'll have to mount it on the bike and figure it out. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Okay, so I took the black bracket out, and that's what it actually looks like underneath. It says Accelerated Systems Inc., which is what ASI stands for. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grind this blue lip off of here, okay? I'm going to grind it until it gets to this kind of bottom lip right here, okay? So we're just going to grind this whole thing off, all right? Okay, there it is. So like I said, I grinded the lip off. I think that should do it. I will go put the bracket back on real quick, and then we'll shine a light through it, and we'll see if it's floating. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. It's kind of hard to tell on the camera, but you can see the heatsink is like protruding from it. Okay, so that's good. This one is definitely the whole thing, because I grinded the whole thing, but this one, kind of look, you can see the heatsink protruding from it, barely. Yeah, I think I better put the bracket on and shine the light through it.
Okay.
A couple hours worth of fitting work right there. Anyway, so the last thing we have to check for the fitment is to see if the top of the heatsink is touching the controller, and it looks like it is not. It's about 1 millimeter now, so for sure it's not. Before I wasn't too sure, you know, and then there was like no gap at all, so it might have been like perfect. But I grinded it just to make sure it's flat. Okay, so I'm pretty confident that most of that heatsink is touching it. So as you can see, it's quite warped up here. I wish there's, I don't know how I can fix that, you know, other than like just get a pliers and just heat it up and then just try to straighten it out, but or to grind it straight, you know. Can't really add material to it. That would be kind of too difficult. Okay, so yeah, that's good. For the most part, I would say 80 or 90% is touching the heatsink flat. So that should be pretty good heat transmission. So there you go, man. That's it. That's the whole dealie right there. Okay, so I'm pretty much done for tonight. I think I'm going to call it a night. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go make a bracket for the top, an aluminum bracket, like I mentioned earlier, out of this stuff. And then I'll probably make a separate video for that. I'm kind of not happy with this, man. It's already cracking, you know, and it's cracking against the 3D printing, like the lines and stuff here. This stuff is just not strong enough, man. If it was all one mold, then it would be much stronger, you know. But it's just it's weak against where all, you know, where the 3D printing is bonding, you know. It's a weak point, so not very good stuff. This hanging out okay. The good thing is if we use this, the controller will be kind of pushed up closer into the bike. So what I might wind up doing is we'll try to use the new aluminum bracket, and then I'll most likely we'll keep this bottom one. The bottom one is okay, and then we'll probably ditch this, and I'll try to repair it with some glue and stuff. But I think I want to go with aluminum. It'll be stronger, you know. If I could find a piece of plastic like this, like ABS plastic or PVC plastic, that's like already cut at an angle like this or molded at an angle, and I would probably go with that. But we'll just go with aluminum. Plus, like I said, aluminum has good thermal conductivity, so it's actually touching the screws that go to the heatsink. So there might be some heat transmitted onto this, and I don't think it'll melt anything. So yeah. So everything is looking good. So okay, so now everything is mounted. I think what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna shorten these tabs. They don't have to be this long. What I'll do is I'll just get a marker and I'll trace where they are right now, and then maybe we'll cut like 90% of it off. It definitely doesn't have to be this long. It's way too long and looks kind of ugly. So we'll shorten it just a tad, like 80% of it. There'll be a little bit sticking out. That's fine. I don't mind. That adds strength to it too. So, and it's more material that uses. If you think about it, I know, you know, if you think about it, maybe I shouldn't cut it at all. These are pretty much heat sinks right here. They add extra surface area to the heat sink, so I would say keep them. It's just more material for the heat to soak into, so that's good. So you know what? I'm gonna keep it like that. What I might do is polish. Yeah, I think I'm gonna polish this. Let's polish the tabs so they look nice. Okay. I'll get the resurfacing thingy, and then we'll resurface it till it's shiny, and then I'll go get like some polish or something, or some sandpaper that's really thin. Okay, or oh yeah, we can use the polisher, the Dremel polisher. I don't use it enough. So. All right, we'll just hit it up with some Blue Magic. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this sticking out. I think it might be okay to leave them. I would say you know, that, like I said, that kind of acts as a heatsink. So let's leave it. So it's supported. It can handle the weight of the controller. Definitely the controller. I think the controller is heavier than the heatsink. We're gonna wind up chopping. So the next thing to do is we gotta find out how much we're gonna chop off of this. We're actually gonna shorten this a little bit. Yeah, and then we got to find out how many of these fins we got to cut off. So the we probably don't have to cut them all off. Maybe we'll cut them halfway or something. You know, we'll cut it like this and then like this, and then I think we'll be okay. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but hopefully my cutting wheel can get through all that. It's a shame, like we can't just keep them all there, but I don't. I want my fender to. I don't want my fender to hit them. So, but oh yeah, but also we'll have to mount it back on the. We'll have to mount the bike back on the trailer and find out how much of the controller is going to hit it. What we might do is we might go use this. So like I said, this will actually make it a lower profile. It'll sink into the frame a little more if we use this stuff. So because it doesn't have to be thick to be strong. It's strong, but it's, you know, and also it's aluminum, so it's kind of soft and flexy, so its chances of cracking or breaking and stuff are much less than steel, which is like, you know, it's really hard and brittle. Well, it's really stiff. It's stiff and it vibrates a lot, so it may crack. You know, that's what makes it brittle. So that's why I like making brackets out of aluminum. But it looks like it's pretty good, man. Everything is nice and centered. I'm pretty happy with it. So we're going to chop this still, and then we got to put the grease on right here, but we'll do that later. It's not a big deal right now. And then I'll have to make this new bracket so we can move the controller inside more, and then we'll go see what we have to cut off of the fins. If we have to shorten the fins and cut them, we'll do it. But if I make this new bracket, it might actually be better. So. It's a pity that the BAC2000 can't handle the extra power. You know, it's just too much power for it to handle. It's not able to dissipate the heat fast enough. Is the problem. So I'm sure if we have a cooler controller, it'll be more efficient. You know. All right, so yeah, that's the plan. So what did we get accomplished in this video? We drilled the holes in the controller heatsink. Okay, and then we drilled the holes on the heatsink itself, the heatsink tabs. We found out we really didn't need all this material. This is way too much material. Probably only need like half of it. And we had to do a lot of massaging to get it in there. We had to elongate the holes. And then, but it fits there like perfectly, man. Look at that. Look at that. It's pretty damn good, if I say so myself. And then we took this bracket off, and we grinded a little bit of the blue part of the controller, the actual controller part itself. We grinded about, I would say like a millimeter or two off of it, just to make sure this isn't touching. It's touching there, so it's flat. But unfortunately, this side and this side is warped. Probably the center part is touching though, so I think it's okay. So we got pretty much that much surface contact to here, and then all the heat will radiate out to here. Okay, but we're gonna have to cut some of this still. We got to cut some of this, and then cut some of these fins off, and then I got to make a new bracket, I think. So I think I'll make a new bracket, because this one kind of sticks out a lot. I think it's okay. It's okay. We'll see how it is with the wires. I don't know if the wires you can stuff the wires back in there that much, but we'll try. There might be a reason why this is sticking out like that, you know. All right, Heatsink out. Looking good.